All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. These Get Degrees. We have a guest, Sammi Beatrice, talking about, let's back this up. She's CEO of Your Passion Agency, and she's the host of Passion, Your Passion podcast. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here.
It is super exciting. We are, what is it, Wednesday morning?
Yes.
She's got a little darkness over there. I got some sunshine out. So it's a good day today. We're both wide awake. So she's coming on the pod talking about her story. And then we're going to tie into both her company and her podcast. And hopefully we get everything bunched into an awesome episode here. So welcome.
Yes, I'm super, super excited for this interview. I cannot wait.
You have the full energy kid here. So,
yeah.
She's super tired on her end here. We're trying to kickstart a little bit. So, well, first of all, tell us your story.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So just a little bit more about me. Obviously, you said I'm the CEO of the Your Passion Agency. I'm the host of the Fashion Your Passion podcast. Additionally, I'm a motivational speaker as well as a productivity and passion coach, helping others just make more time in their day to pursue their passion and to love their life a little bit more because of it. And on top of all of that, I'm still in college. And so I'm a second year at San Diego State University in San Diego, California. And I'm my emphasis is in marketing, counseling, and social media. So a lot going on at the same time. Don't really know how I balance it all, but somehow I make it work. But this all, goes back to high school. Everything pretty much that I do today started in my high school years. The first sort of piece that really sparked my interest in helping others was in second grade, honestly. And I remember there was this one day where we had this math worksheet to do, and I finished mine really quickly, just because I understood the topic. And then I went around and started helping my peers. I started, literally teaching them how to do the math worksheet we were doing. And in that moment, I was like, I should become a teacher when I get older. I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And so from about 7, 8 years old to 16, that was my whole goal in life. I was going to become a teacher. I was going to teach at the same school I went to, and just go back and be co-workers with the teachers who I had originally. And that was my dream. And then my sophomore year of high school, we were in my English class, we had a personal inquiry project. Basically, what this means is that we had to come up with a question that we really wanted to answer, and we had to dive into the books we read and to just all these different journals and articles online to answer this question. And so my question was, why does mental illness affect teens, and how does it affect their family, friends, and communities? And my main book that I based it off of was One Who Flew the Cuckoo's Nest, which is basically about a man in a psych ward and how his experience through that all. And so within that project, I started a positivity movement where I would send out daily text messages and Snapchats of positive quotes or just positive affirmations to really help people just boost their day. And then my junior year of high school, I took a semester abroad to Israel. So I lived in Israel for 4 months, and I call it the best and worst semester of my life. I learned so much. But at that point, my anxiety was higher than it ever been in my entire life. I was constantly depressed, didn't want to do anything. And those feelings had been going on for a few years now, but it just became the ultimate thing in my life at that point. And then at that point, I realized that I didn't want to teach anymore. I wanted to do something more in Judaism. And I had been a Hebrew school teacher since 12. So at that point, I was 16, so about 4 years. And I was like, I love that aspect of it. I love teaching and I love the Judaism part of it. And I was like, what can I do in that area? But also, how can I become a therapist at the same time? How can I become a life coach at the same time? And I was like, I'm going to be a rabbi. And like, I was like, this is what I meant to do. This is perfect. Everything is incorporated in what I want. Like, for some reason, I thought it was perfect. And so, I continued with that junior year, senior year. I applied to school as a Jewish study major. Definitely has changed since then. But the beginning, literally right after I sent out all my applications for college, my public speaking teacher gave us a motivational speech to do in public speaking. And in this speech, she'd introduce us to people like Ed Milet, Rachel Hollis, Lewis Howes, like that whole gang. And we started to learn more about them. And like, I started to study their podcasts religiously. Like, I would listen to it every moment I got to work, back to school, from wherever I was going, to the gym, like in the gym, wherever I was. And I studied how they got to where they are, where they started from, their whole life journey. And I was like, at some point, I was like, that is what I want to do. That I want to be the next Rachel Hollis. I want to be the next Ed Milet. And so my whole trajectory changed again. And I was like, I want to be a motivational speaker. And so with that, I was like, I want my motivational speech to be the best speech I've ever done. And so I recorded myself for the 15 days, before my speech. And I posted to SoundCloud every single day. Some of them are still up there to this day. Don't go listen to them. They're so bad. But when I showed my teacher after my speech, the recordings I had done, she's like, you need to create an actual podcast. And I was like, are you kidding me? There's no way I'm going to do that. And she's like, yeah, you need to. She's like, you have an amazing story. And she's like, people are going to love to hear it. And I was like, okay. So that winter break, I did just that. Me being the ambitious person I am, I just went full-fledged into it. I came back to school in January. We came up with a brand new name for it. And I created like literally the crappiest graphic you could ever see in your entire life. Luckily, it's not there anymore. And we launched I launched the Fashion Your Passion podcast. And I started that as my senior project for the last semester of high school. And in April of 2019, I did my senior presentation where I did a live podcast recording in front of 400 people. And in that moment, literally the second after I finished my speech, I looked out at the audience and everything solidified for me. Everything that I knew I wanted to do from the beginning of that unit solidified for me. And I was like, I want to be on this stage for the rest of my life. And so, then I moved to California and I went to school for a year, changed my major 3 times, trying to find the right thing for me. And then this past July, one of my friends reached out to me and she goes, do you know any social media managers? And I go, no, but I could take a stab at it because I had been doing social media for the podcast and for myself. So I genuinely knew what was going on. And from there, I fell in love with social media marketing, social media management. And then 2-3 months ago, I launched the Your Passion agency, which is just that, a social media management agency for podcasters and for speakers. It's also a podcast management agency. We do so many different things. And that takes us to present day. I'm continuing the podcast. I will continue the podcast until the day I die. And the agency is thriving. We have a beautiful, beautiful team who I am so lucky to work with every single day. And I'm about to graduate college. And so, we're doing the things.
You're actually doing exactly what kids do when they drop out of college. So it's, I can go on a list here, probably 2 hands of how many people are kind of in it. She's bringing up social media manager, and it's a newer niche. And I'm going to say niche. It's not a niche. Everyone needs it. I think what happened the last, 2 years? Mm-hmm. It's something that kind of blew up like the last year and a half.
Yeah.
This social media podcast world, I don't even want to know where to throw everything under one umbrella. Social media / radio, whatever. Yeah. There's not even a title of it. Yeah. And it's a repeating pattern on my podcast, and it's a repeating pattern from everyone that I know that's in it. Once you're in it, it's like a whole different world.
Mhm.
And once you're in it, people are like, okay, how do you do it? And you're in it every day. I'm in it every day. I'm a one-man show for my thing. You got a
Yeah.
team going now.
Yeah.
Once you're in it, you kind of see patterns. It's for visual learners, this is the best industry
Mhm.
because you're looking at, okay, hey, that picture needs to get tweaked, or like vice versa. You call a friend up or someone on your team, say, hey, dude, it's not the likes, it's not the hits, it's the engagements and whatever it is. But we're looking at it going, okay, hey, this picture's super cool. This picture's kind of blah. How do we make it super cool? Like it's for a creative world or people that are super creative. This is a phenomenal world to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that like for me, like the biggest thing that I sort of have been like so drawn to is like just like the sort of like creating a new aesthetic for people and like being able to like help others like just rebrand themselves, and like start fresh and like be like, I have a brand new vision for my brand or whatever it is, and like let's bring it out into the world. Because like I've done that multiple times, and every time I do that, it feels so wonderful to do so. And so like branding's my favorite thing. And then honestly, like my interns, like they're so creative, and like they do things like I could never come up with in my entire life. And so it's so amazing to like collaborate with other people and see, what we can come up with as a whole.
Yeah, and we're going to be getting that route here on my side of it pretty quick here too. So we're a friend of mine's opening an office complex, and it's a big thing. Big thing is exactly what you're doing. He's bringing it. It's the university's downtown, literally a couple blocks away, and it's collaboration of everyone from, I'm probably going to be the oldest one in the group, but I'm 35 next month. So 35 down to what, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Here you have 3-4 social media people, website design people, photo, audio, whatever. You walk in and it's the same thing like your team. You look and you just circle, be like, hey man, I got a question today. Who wants to help? Or vice versa. Hey guys, what do you need on my end from the, the older perspective, to kind of connect to that age group. And definitely I will contest to this. If you look at like a t-shirt marketing branding or like a branding for like my age, and I'm going to say like, lion, not sheep, or some of the t-shirt brands that are for the mid 30s, like 25, 35. There definitely is a different interest between like someone my age and your age on the branding aspect of it, the look, the image, and everything. So it is very nice to have younger generation or vice versa, older generation, to kind of collaborate together and have a great project.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when do you drop your episodes for your podcasts?
Yes. So the Fashion Your Passion podcast episodes come out on Mondays at, what is it, like 3 a.m. PST or something like that? I don't know. It's always just available Monday mornings. And we have a new episode every single week.
Awesome. On all the main networks?
Yes. Literally everywhere. You can find your podcast, like, and if you don't know where to find it, literally just like search it up on Google and you'll find somewhere to listen to it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, this industry is definitely, and I could probably contest to the same way, and you could probably say the same thing. Once you release one, you have no clue what's coming after it's released, because it's my analogy of mine is it's like a hurricane spins in the ocean, and everyone just jumps in and has fun. So that's the best way of saying it. Where can all my listeners find you? And if they have any social media questions, where can they connect with you?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm pretty much everywhere. On Instagram, we're at Sammi Beatrice, SAMMI BEATRICE, at Your Passion Agency, and at Fashion Your Passion. That's fashion letters UR Passion. Twitter, we're at Sammi_Beatrice. And then Facebook, obviously, just like the Fashion Your Passion podcast and Your Passion Agency pages. LinkedIn, same thing, same pages. And then Samantha Reyes for my personal LinkedIn profile. And then the SammiBeatrice.com and YourPassionAgency.com.
Awesome. Thank you for joining the show, and have a great day.